Right here. Somebody! Oh, the African is shaky, eh? The African is shaky. Good morning, KYP! Wow, what a great occasion. I welcome you all to this wonderful center, this beautiful new building that belongs to the Clifton Youth Program. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tapelo Jacob Sia, but you can call me Sia, and I will be your program coordinator for the day. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Wow! I'm so happy to see you all, eh? Long time no see, guys. It's been a while since we saw each other, and I'm so happy. We are all happy. It's Mandela Day, but more than anything, it's KYP's Day, hey? Today it's KYP's Day! Wow! So I would just like to congratulate everyone who is here. Most importantly, I'd like to recognize all the dignitaries, all the donors, all the KYP friends, and of course, what is KYP without all the KYP members? So welcome you all to this wonderful and this spacious new center that we're going to be using from now moving forward. And where's Busi? She's the one who cut the ribbon. Oh, you did so well, baby. Let's give her a round of applause. Wow. That was a very big success. I'm so proud of you, baby girl. I saw you just using both your hands to cut the ribbon, and now we're all here. Thank you, KYP. Thank you, board members and the staff members. We have done so much to be here, and the main contractor. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've already introduced myself. We've already proceeded with everything that we had to do to get into the center. As you all can see, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this, but there's a sense of joy that just overwhelms you. Are you all feeling the same way? There's a sense of gratitude, eh? It's been such a long journey that has brought us to where we are today. I would like to speak like someone who was there 2007 when it all started, but unfortunately I wasn't. But those who were there will get an opportunity today, at least some of them, so they let us know how far KYP has come. For those of you who do not know, this is KYP's 15th year of existence. So there is no better way. KYP was turning 15 on the 27th of May, and now it's the 18th of July. There is no better time, ladies and gentlemen, than now, when we can open this wonderful center and impart so much knowledge and education to the kids of KYP and all the surrounding communities. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that you've done all the welcomings, now that you're in the mood of festivity, I don't want us to get singing again. We just might get carried away. We'll sing later, ne? Now. Because I noticed when Tando was singing with everyone there, we nearly get carried away. The program was going to start around about 6 p.m. So I don't want to get carried away. Without any further ado, I'd just like to observe all protocols and call upon the stage right now our very own ward councillor, comrade, or should I rather say Mr. Siphiwe Simelane. Let's give him a big round of applause. Am I correct to say comrade? Politics. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. It's such an honor to open such a place. Firstly, let me greet everyone, the community of Kliptown, the management of KIP led by Thulan Madondo, the guests all over the world. You are welcome in Kliptown, Ward 19. You all know that Kliptown is a suburb in Soweto, Johannesburg, Gauteng. It is the oldest residential district of Soweto, and it was first laid out 1891. So we all know the events that took place in Kliptown, such as the Freedom Charter, which is the guiding document of South Africa. And now it's the second biggest event that is happening in Kliptown, the reopening of the KYP. So it's the biggest. And we all know the Freedom Charter was giving a layout of the vision of South Africa. What we wanted is South Africa to be. So on that note, let me quote, because today it's also celebrating Peftiga Tatu Mandela. Let me quote him. He quotes, giving children a healthy start in life, no matter where they are born or the circumstances of their birth, is the moral obligation of every one of us. And I believe this center will give that. We'll make sure we're giving a better life for our future kids and our community in general. This center will give life to the community of Kliptown. It will give a better future, a brighter future for our kids. And it's our responsibility again to change the environment in which we live in. And I believe the management of KIP has done that. We'd like to thank the donors, the volunteers, and the management and everyone who is involved in KYP. You have given us a place that we can utilize as the community of Kliptown as comrades. We can utilize this place. But mostly what is important is that it's going to be used by our kids, and it will create a brighter future for our kids. On that note, I would like to thank and congratulate the KYP management. I think KYP is the most progressive organization in the south of Johannesburg, and it needs to be recognized in that manner, which is the most progressive, and it's led by my generation, young people like myself. So I think in 2007 I was doing second year in university. So at least I know what Minamang is a university. My peers were busy trying to create a better future for our community. On that note, may the Lord and Savior bless you and bless our donors to keep on making sure that we change the life of our people and our kids. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Comrade Councillor, Mr. Simulani. That was wonderful. Nothing is as great as being welcomed home by the people who are from home. So thank you so much, sir. That was quite inspirational. I like what the Councillor said, ladies and gentlemen, because at the crux of it all, no matter how you look at it, from the left or from the right-hand side, it will always be about the children of Kliptown. So thank you, KYP co-founders. Thank you, everyone who made this possible, because at the end of the day, we will do what we are all here for, which is to serve that one child from Kliptown to reach their dreams eventually. So thank you so much, sir. Without any further waste of time, this is a very short program, ladies and gentlemen. As you've noticed, the mood in the center, it's a celebratory one. So there'll be minimal talking and more celebrating. But just to observe certain protocols, I would just like to call upon the stage right now our very own board chair, Mrs. Jenny Leclerc. A big round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi. Morning, everyone. So I'm not going to say a lot because we, as Sia said, we want to keep it short. But I just want to say this is a story of love, okay, and never giving up. We never imagined for a minute that this would happen. So I feel quite emotional, so sorry about that. I just want to say it's been nothing short of challenging, Tshilani. You've just been incredible, you and your team. I never thought you'd pull it off. You know, it was like, and this thing was fraught with challenges from the beginning. We navigated, not we, they, Tshilani and his team. They are the heroes of this. And Roger, thank you to you too. I know it wasn't easy. It was trying to keep everybody happy. And I think that the real heroes of this are all the people that also worked on the site. Every single person that laid a brick or did everything. I think people must be exhausted. It's been tireless. It's been a year of dedicated hard work. And yeah, I'm just super happy and very emotional, as you can see. And I think, you know, Ingrid said it to me in the car, it's nothing short of a miracle. From the beginning when Jenny introduced us, not me, Tshilani, okay, so you just hear the whole story, how it went, okay, we just blessed. That's how I feel today. And I think what kept us going was exactly what Sia said, that we always never forgot why we are doing this, for our kids, like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage myself as well as Jenny just did, because those who know me, they know I'm a very big crybaby. So it's an emotional day for all of us, and I do not promise to contain myself. So I'd just like to give everyone the same right. If you feel like crying, do cry. If you feel like laughing, do laugh. If you feel like, what is the thing called? Ululating. Do ululate. If you feel like clapping, do clap. If you feel like dancing, do dance. Sing. Do whatever it takes to embrace this moment. Because there is no other kind of moment like this one. KYP has reached, wow, I don't know how to describe these levels. But we are also happy. For anyone who has been part of this journey, they know it's been quite wow. I'm running out of words. What kind of MC is that? So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hear all of those. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Rua, rua, rua. Yes. And that's how you know you're in South Africa. You know, this center has been so well established that no matter what happens, the banners are the only things that will fall down. The banners are the only things that will fall down on this day and any other day. This building will stand for generations and generations and generations to come. Viva KYP, viva! Viva KYP, viva! So I say no matter what happens, rejoice, celebrate. This is about you and me. This is about our kids and the future generations of this country coming out of Kliptown and going out into the world to conquer and make the best out of everything that we have. So ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate. Our next speaker on stage, I don't know if they are here, is our representative from DBE here. If they're not here, I'm going to move on. Maybe we'll slot them in later on. All right. However, I believe somebody who has been served by this wonderful organization is here amongst us. There are many more who are like her. However, this opportunity has been afforded to one of our alumni, who we're going to call upon the stage right now, and who I was also fortunate enough to have encountered, to have seen her journey from when she was still in high school until she got to where she is right now. But the likes of Mr. Madondo and other co-founders were with her from grade 1, and now she is in full-time employment, and that is what KYP is really trying to do. That, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, it's what KYP is all about. We want to take you from grade 1, as young as Busi here, the one who was cutting the ribbon, and take you as far as the next speaker, who is now well employed and able to sustain herself and her family through the works and through the auspices of our very own Kliptown Youth Program. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to call upon the stage with a warm round of applause, Miss Lerato Letele. Where is she? Oh, I couldn't recognize her. Such an adult now. How? I was looking for somebody, you know. You've grown. Wow.
Thank you. Good morning to you all. My name is Lerato Letele, and I'm a proud alumni of Kliptown Youth Program. So before I start sharing my journey with you all, I'd first like to say a very huge thank you to all the KYP staff, our board members, and all our sponsors. I appreciate it, and you are all appreciated by all of us. My journey with KYP began while I was still a pupil at Emadlelweni Primary School in Dlamini, and I was tutored here at KYP by some of the staff today and now alumni. And to name a few, I was tutored by Given Luvembe, Tepo Taboane, and Richard Lukwai. You can just tell by my tutors that I've been quite a member of KYP. That's how of a while I've been here at KYP. In 2013, myself and 2 other members of KYP were given an opportunity to be candidates for a Ruth First Scholarship Trust to study at JPI School for Girls. Unfortunately, the trust could only grant one of us the scholarship, and through tests and speeches, we all had to compete, and whoever got the highest mark would be the lucky one. And by God's grace, and after all the hard work, I received a scholarship to study at one of the top 10 high schools in the country, which is JP High School for Girls. Little did I know that that was just the beginning of many triumphs, but the triumphs were accompanied by hardships. As the years went by, the Root First Trust and the AVI funded more girls from KYP to study at JP High School for Girls, and by the time I matriculated, which was in 2018, five of the girls were already attending at JP High School for Girls. As they say, the more the merrier, but unfortunately that wasn't for KYP. So, because there were a lot of problems that arose while the 5 of us were there. There would be meetings almost every month discussing our behavior, academic performance, challenges and attitude, as well as how we can fix those issues. Almost every time after each meeting, I'd get home and cry to my mom, telling her I don't want to go back to KYP. But her response was, no matter what happens, KYP is where you're going, because that's where your future lies. And my life today attests to that response from her. In 2018, while I was doing my matric, a learnership opportunity to study at Patcare Fermac, today at Fermac and Partners, today known as Patcare, presented itself to take only 2 candidates who had successfully passed the screening test, as well as an interview to study to be either a medical technician or a phlebotomist via the company. At that time, I did not have the slightest clue what that was, but because an opportunity was granted for us, I made sure that I grabbed the opportunity and did the best. Amongst the group of us, there were more than 12 who went for the screening test as well as the interview, and I was part of the 2 again to receive the phlebotomy learnership. In 2019, I moved to Pretoria to begin with my studies, and the difficulty with that was that I'd have to only visit home month ends, because that's when transport money would be available for us to actually go back home and just stay with them for a while. But through it all, we had the support from KYP. I finished my studies in 2021, and today I stand before you as a qualified medical technician in phlebotomy. A qualified medical technician in phlebotomy with a distinction. And I'd like to say that all that I've achieved today is because of KYP. They've been with me since primary school and made me study to one of the top 10 high schools in Johannesburg. And not only that, I was also granted an opportunity that even after high school, I went to study and was able to provide for my family. So I'd like to say that without KYP, there'd be no JP High School for Girls or Boys. There would be no Spark Schools. There would be no Fermac and Partners. The list goes on, but I'll just keep it short. My say today is that I always tell my cousins and siblings that your background or environment should be the motivation for you to move forward and do the best in life. Because no matter the motivation you get, the amount of motivation you get in life won't make you actually push to be where you are. But because of our background, I think we all see our background. It is not nice, but we all want to be better people in life. And with that being said, there's a ladder. And for us, we are very fortunate that that ladder is KYP. So I'd like to tell each and every one of us of how fortunate we are to have KYP in our lives. And I'm grateful to be where I am today. And it's all because of KYP. Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you. It took me quite aback. I remember I was part of a few of those monthly disciplinary meetings, but I was also fortunate enough to be part of her final journey into Fermac and Partners, and now she's qualified. And mind you, with distinction. Do not just say she's a medical, with distinction. Well done, Lerato. We are so proud of you. And I stand before you now, ladies and gentlemen, with so much pride and joy. And just to let you know that there are many other Leratos who have come through KYP and who have made such a great success out of themselves through the support and assistance of KYP. So to all our alumni, I say, guys, keep on fighting the good fight. All our alumni here. Alumni? Mama. Yes. To all our alumni, keep on fighting the good fight. And just like Lerato just said, never forget where you come from. That way you always know exactly where you need to be in the future. So congratulations to you all. I know through KYP you have done it all for yourselves. So before we move on with the program, ladies and gentlemen, just like to share a few house rules. I should have done this at the beginning, but I got so excited. Now here we are. All right. The bathrooms, lavatories, they're just as you go up these stairs on your right. On my right, your left. That's where the bathrooms are. We are using only one entrance today, which is the one we used through the ribbon. And one special ask, ladies and gents. As you can see, there are people with reflectors here. So the project is still ongoing. We would like that people avoid going around the center where it's actually kind of dedicated at the moment. There's still a lot to be done there. However, we can all enjoy the center from this point, going that way and back. So when the time comes, the KRP staff members will give each and every one of us that well-deserved tour of the center. But please, for now, let us just avoid going behind me all the way and around beyond the classrooms. Is that okay, ladies and gents? Thank you. Thank you, T. He's definitely not going to do it. A short announcement. These 3 cars are being requested to go and park themselves appropriately. So if your car is the following registration, please go and park it where it needs to be parked. The first car, the registration is JN79CP, Gauteng Province, GP. Second one, FN46HN, GP. Third car, KF32SF, GP. May the owners of those cars please move them so that we are able to park them where they need to be parked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, this is still a celebration. Let us loosen up a bit. I think, yes, there he is. Mr. Tambo, it's starting to feel like a bit of a stiff crowd. So if everybody could just stand up and follow Tambo's lead as he sings my favorite KYP song. I think he knows it. Baba Maine. Maine. now you know. The first song he sang, that's my favorite song. I love it so much. I think anybody who knows me knows I love that song. Baba Maine, meaning God, let it rain. A rain of true blessings. So that this center, this KYP may grow and grow and grow and grow. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to check. I'm hoping the speaker that we're expecting is already here. This is a representative from the Department of Basic Education. If they are here, I'd just like them to come up on the stage and give us a few words. The name is Lesang Sibaye. She is an assistant director in the research, coordination, monitoring, and evaluation section from the Department of Basic Education. I'm so glad she's here. A good round of applause. Please, over to you. I've been holding my breath, hoping you're here. Thank you. Over to you. Thank you. In a few minutes' time, she'll be ready to go. As you all know, Ms. Waine, she's from the Department of Basic Education. So, how else would you, as an audience, believe that she is an educationist if she's not going to come to the podium with a laptop, right? You know? What's an educated person without a laptop, you know, and a PowerPoint presentation? You just speak those words of wisdom to the audience, right? No. So, as we give her a small moment to set herself up, I believe she's ready to go now, and I'd just like to welcome you. Thank you so much for making the time to come to Kliptown program, ma'am. The Department of Basic Education, the representative, she'll introduce herself properly to the audience, and from me to you, welcome to KYP.
Awesome. Thank you, Topelo. Sanbonan, contrary to your belief, actually, my plan was to print out my speech because this is foreboding. So, as introduced, my name is Lesang Sibaye, and I am in the Research Coordination, Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate at the Department of Basic Education. But more importantly, today I am so proud to be a Sowetan. I was asked to speak today on the importance of education and how it is vital in breaking the cycle of poverty, essentially to motivate all of you. But in order for me to do that, I'm going to ask to depress you a little bit, so we're going to need time to rile us up after my speech. But for now, I'm just going to depress you a little bit. So my first job was as a high school English teacher in Tladi, 5 kilometers away from here. So I can say that I am familiar with the challenges that the members of KYP face daily or must overcome daily. You know, these socio-economic challenges that I saw growing up and my learners had to overcome as well. Things like teenage pregnancy, being orphaned, food insecurity, drug abuse, violence, the list goes on, and this is even before they step into a classroom. Members of KYP and their peers around the country face the challenge of being in under-resourced and overcrowded classroom, a problem that the department and many of its partners are desperately working hard to resolve. And then, as some of you might know, in 2016, we participated in the PEARL study, which evaluates reading of all grade 4 learners across the country. And it was found that 78% of our learners cannot read for meaning in the language that they have been taught in since the beginning of school, which is typically their home language. In addition to this, we've got high dropout rates that stem from many factors like communal, familial factors, things like the quality of teaching and learning, poor academic performance, and overall disengagement. And like just to think about it in numbers, of the grade 1 learners that begin at the beginning of start their school year, only 60% of them get to write matric, and only 37% of them pass. And this is the setting even before we had COVID enter the scene. So when COVID entered the scene, what we found through the NITS crime is that the number of dropout learners tripled actually, to over 700,000 learners who are no longer in school. And that reading backlog that we had increased when we found that our grade 4 learners could not read, were behind a year and a quarter from where they should have been at the beginning of the year in their home language. In this instance, we used Setswana data. And in EFAL, they were over a half a year back from the reading. So if you think about it, already 78% could not read for meaning, and now we're like even like a year or so behind where they should be. But there's hope. And to exemplify that, and I'm so glad that I got to hear Lerato's story, but I wanted to also draw on experiences of 2 learners that I taught. The first one, her name is Gaisano. When I first met her, she had just moved from the Eastern Cape, from a good school in the Eastern Cape, but after her father passed on, her mother could not afford to let her go further in that school, and so she was sent up to Soweto to live with her sister, and this is how she came into my classroom. But in addition to Gaisano's hard work and her brilliance, she had the advantage over her classmates that she had a really solid and strong educational foundation. But even for her, that was not enough for her to achieve the results that she wanted to achieve in order to become this forensic scientist that she always wrote essays about becoming. And this is due to many factors, including like being from an under-resourced school, and at some point during matric year not having a science teacher for months. But like I said, there's hope. She upgraded her marks the following year after her matric year and was able to enroll in a Bachelor of Science degree. And despite many losses and disappointments along the way, she's now doing her master's in pharmaceutical chemistry. She's doing something with curing cancer or whatever. No big deal. The second learner that is the one that surprised me personally. He was also in Gaisano's class. He was a serious class, one of those that sit in class, very quiet, head down, busy doodling in class. You'd think that they aren't paying attention, but when you needed something from him, it was always done. And he, like many other learners in our communities, was being raised by their grandmother, he and his sister. And so one day, 4 years after I had left teaching in Gladi, the school in Gladi, I was walking outside of its education main campus actually, and I heard someone shouting after me. But obviously, we all know that when you're in Joburg CBD, you walk like you're determined, you're not looking at anything. No turning around, you're not going to be distracted. But when he said, "Ma'am," I turned around, I was like, this one knows me. And it turned out to be a taller version of somebody that I had taught. It's very easy to be taller than me, but this time he was like much taller than I had anticipated. And when he told me, when we stood there on Decor Street, he was telling me what he had been up to in the last 4 years. He was doing something that he'd always wanted to do. He was becoming a computer programmer, due to graduate that year. Something that he'd always wanted to do, he reminded me. And he was also working on something on the Capitec Bank application, and was looking forward to working for Google. He reminded me of how on a random day when they were in grade 11, so him and his peers, I'd made them sit down and write on a piece of paper that if I met them at an airport 10 years from then, what would they tell me about their lives then? And it was much like the situation I'd anticipated, except it happened earlier than we thought it would. And he said that he was working hard to making sure that those things on the paper that he still had on his bedroom door were coming true. You know, we have so many brilliant hearts and minds capable of leading and solving not only this country's or the continent's problems, but the world's. But these 2 stories, as fantastic as they are actually about individuals beating the odds. And for us, in order to get the system where it needs to be, for us to see proper returns, we need stories like these to become a dime a dozen, and I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful to hear that Lerato has got compatriots who share the same kind of story that she has, because we need organizations like KYP that have so much reach in working with their members, not only in academic pursuits, post-school, vocationally, physically, and so psychological support. A critical and sure way to make sure that we close this gap in equality, in income equality specifically, is to make sure that we have access to equal and quality education and schooling. Because this leads to equal opportunities in acquiring skills, which means that these skills will then be valued and remunerated accordingly. There's a lot to be done, and the department cannot do it alone, and so we welcome and laud partners like KYP. Growing up, I think I can see people who are around my age. Growing up, the adage, education is the key to success, already at that point was already well-worn cliche. And I guess that we must define what success is first in order for us not to be jaded or deluded about what education can mean for one's life. But for us who grew up from the result of being in the bottom side of oppression, we cannot undermine the gaps that education can close. Whatever you can think and feel currently about President Ramaphosa, he is right about one thing, and that is that poverty, unemployment, and inequality continue to plague our country. And education is the one tool that can move all three of these things forward. And even though it's increasingly difficult to believe this, because we hear anecdotally about stories of graduates who remain unemployed even after graduating, the Zero Dropout campaign found that actually these unemployed graduates account for only 2.1% of the unemployed, and this is comparing them to 53% of the unemployed, of which are learners who do not have a matric certificate, and 36.4% of those who only have a matric certificate. So it's quite clear that in order for you to succeed, you need to be better equipping yourself in this way through education. And when the National Income Dynamic Study looked at earnings of different people, what it found was that people who were without matric on average only earned about 3,000 Rand a month. Those who just had a matric rose up to 5,000 a month, and those with a degree of some sort were earning about 20,000 per month. The math is my thing in this instance, But I want to stress here and make an important note that what I'm not speaking about is not solely like an academic university degree that is valuable. South Africa has critical skill shortage that range from agriculture, computer technicians, tool makers, and that is why I'm hopeful for the 3 streams model that the department is piloting, where learners will be able to pursue pathways or avenues that are not just academic but also vocational or occupational. And so in looking ahead as a sector, that is the department, all its stakeholders and donors and other entities, we really need to double down on 2 things. The first one is to make sure that our learners remain in schools and are receiving quality education. And that is because that is where the most meaningful academic education happens. And in thinking about how the most stark increase happens in grade 9, we need to be looking at measures to make sure that we prevent our learners, our 15-year-olds, from dropping out of school. And KYP is doing well in considering that if you're looking in the area, 1 in 3 learners complete the matric, but through programs like KYP, you have managed to make sure that 80% of your members pass their matric, and that is remarkable. When I spoke about dropouts earlier, I mentioned that one of the push-out factors is poor learning outcomes. And one of the most critical ways in making sure that our learners do not drop out because of their poor outcomes is to make sure that we get reading right from the start. And this means that we need to make sure that our foundation phase learners are reading in a way that is for meaning and in a way that they are able to succeed in later learning. Mentioned that I'm from the research section in the TBE, and through what a study that we did, the early grade reading study, we found that it is most beneficial to make sure that learners learn how to read properly in their home language, because this not only helps them boost their self-esteem and is actually easier, but also that this kind of skill transfers into their reading in English as a first additional language. And then the second thing is that we need to develop two things. The first is reading skill, and these are the technical things that happen in the classroom, the technical experts of reading. But equally so, that's important, is that we need to develop the habit of reading. This means that reading needs to be a daily practiced culture. And so it excites me that, the KYP library is getting a new home, and I'm sure it's going to get like a nice collection added into its shelves. Because when our learners are reading, our learners are successful. And learners need to be reading because it is the foundation of all learning. And so to conclude, I'd like to congratulate KYP on 15 years of amazing work, and for today, for an opening of a truly wonderful campus that has got such a bright future ahead of it for all its members and all its staff. And lastly, and importantly, I'd like to thank all the donors who have made the last 15 years and today possible. Partners in the sector like yourselves ensure that the wheel of progress keep turning and that many lives are changed forever. Re a leboga, Magwande. Congratulations.
Wow. That was quite a mouthful from the Department of Education, eh? Thank you so much, Ms. Sibayeng. I think that was quite insightful. I like how you started off with a warning and a disclaimer. So, never mind how you feel right now, ladies and gents. She did warn us that it's a little depressing. So, in her defense, I appreciate all the stats, the numbers, but most importantly, the hopeful message at the end, that in spite of all the challenges that face us as a society or as a community, Kliptown and all over the country, we, as a community, as a people, as a department, as a KYP, we should keep on fighting on until our children be that which they are meant to be. So, ladies and gents, I'd just like us to take this moment to give Ms. Sibayeng one last round of applause. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now, moving on with our program. I don't know if we are still together. Are we still there? Yes. I know. That response sounds biased. I'm not sure who's here and who's not. Let us check one by one. KYP members? Yes. Okay. KYP alumni? Yes. Okay, they there. KYP staff members? Yes. KYP board members? I know, I'm not sure. KYP friends and KYP donors? Yeah. These are my favorite ones. These are my favorite ones. I forgot them. Askis. KYP parents? I love KYP parents. KYP parents, they work hard. But most importantly, KYP family! Woo! Yes! How? People are no longer lilizelling, they no longer No more flight. It's finished now, eh? Yes. Celebration. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Do not lose the essence of this moment. It will never repeat itself again. KYP will be open today and no other time. Oh, I forgot. Are they there? KYP tutors! I could sense the animosity coming my way, you know. I could see certain looks. See ya. No longer knows us. But I also know we don't only have tutors here. There's a slight distinction between tutors and KYP teachers. Mr. Matlaz, Minier. I see. We have our teachers amongst us. Wow, thank you so much, guys. That shows we have all the stakeholders here. I don't know how do I group the Rogers of this world? Should I say KYP Rogers? That's the right word. KYP contractors. Yeah, I'm familiar with Roger more than anyone, so I nearly called you all Rogers. Thank you so much, guys. We are still in a celebration. This is a festivity. I had to do what I just did right now because our next speaker is a very special person. He's our keynote speaker for the day, and he's come such a great distance to be here with us today. So I do not want to ruin it. I will let him introduce himself properly. I will let him tell you more about who he is, his family, where he comes from, whatever he wants to say, however he wants to say it. It's just such a great honor and privilege to call upon the stage right now our very big friend of KYP, Mr. Chris Toto. A big round of applause.
Thank you. First, on behalf of my family, I wanted to thank Tulani, Tando, Nene, the whole KYP staff, and Kliptown in general. Every time we come here to Kliptown, to South Africa, we feel so welcome, so part of the community, and it's really because of all of you, and we really want to thank you for that. And we hope to come back for many, many years to come. Second, to be able to pull off this project, it takes a community, and it really was done by all of you. It wasn't done just by the contractors and outside people. It was done by the community, and it never would have turned out this way if all of you weren't involved. And so a round of applause for all of you to pull this off. "14 years ago, we moved from Brazil to California. And we were very fortunate to go to a school called St. Mark's School. And we had a person, Miss Jenny Getz here, who really inspired the school to make this connection with KYP. And if it weren't for her efforts, we wouldn't be here today. And we met Tulani back then, 12 years ago, and his story was remarkable. We couldn't believe everything that he was able to do with so little resources back then. And so we fell in love with Tulani, with Tando, Nene, the whole KYP staff. And we knew that we wanted to be involved. And we hope to be involved for many, many years to come. You know, our contribution here is tiny compared to what the work that was done by all of you. The daily things that happen at the center. And we've been fortunate to be here. This is our third time coming. And to see this, and then to think of what really the slogan from poverty to opportunity, and to hear the stories. You know, I look forward to coming back here 20 years from now and to listen to more stories, because I think this campus is wonderful, but it's the people who make the difference. It's not the facilities. It's really the staff of KYP that makes a big difference. So on behalf of my family, thank all of you. And we hope that this serves generations to come, and not just the children, but also the adults, that it does become a true community center, and that it serves as an inspiration, not to just South Africa, but to other communities around the world. So thank all of you.
A big round of applause to the Toto family! Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. I told you he comes from far, eh? Did you hear where he comes from? It's Brazil, clip down. California, clip down. Eh? It's quite a distance, eh? So we appreciate your presence so much. We know that us as a Kliptown, or us as a KYP family, we do need to keep on giving as much as we can to these young ones whom we wish to see become such better people in the future. The things that we do here at KYP, ladies and gents, I must admit, they go beyond the people who are here today. They go beyond the people who started it in 2007. They go beyond the people who will still be here 10 years from now. It's a legacy that's going to be here for generations and generations and generations to come. So I implore you all, as I call upon the stage our executive director, to do whatever it takes to take care of the center. This does not only belong to me, does not only belong to the staff members, does not only belong to the friends of KYP, but it belongs to every single person who walks through that door and comes into contact with the people who make KYP what it is today. So do we all promise to take great care of KYP? Do we all promise to grow KYP? I'm going to hold you to that promise. So, ladies and gents, without any further ado, I'd just like to call upon the stage the man who's been at the helm of all of it from the very beginning, our very own director, Mr. Thulani Madondo!
Thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thulani Madondo. Just like Sia and others said, it is such an emotional day for me because I'm thinking of the late Dennis Creighton, the late Xolani Dube, people that have been part of us, and I do believe they're still with us in spirit. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our ward councillor, Mr. Sphiwe Simelane, for taking your time and support our program. Every time we come to your office, you're so easy to us. So thank you very much, Sphiwe. Thank the Kliptown community leadership. I see Mr. Mkai is also here. Most importantly, thank our community, especially the neighbors of Kliptown Youth Program. The reason why I say so, I'm not doing vote of thanks, but I'm mentioning these particular people because it hasn't been easy, Bantabatal. We have inconvenienced the community over the last 12 months. Through Taga, through dust, through parking, through Yonkinto, and the community has been so patient with us. We appreciate that as Kliptown Youth Program. And we want to assure each and every one of you in this room and those who are joining us around the world through our live streaming to know that this center that has been made possible for us as the Kliptown community doesn't belong to Thulani Madondo. So Before I continue with my speech, it's a very short speech. I like short speeches. It wouldn't be a justice for me to stand here alone because I don't do this work on my own. So if the program director allows me, I'd like to call upon my colleagues, KYP staff, to come and join me in front. So, thank you, Sipo. You're always ready, Sipo. You're always ready. So, thank you. We know that some colleagues are busy somewhere ensuring that we're going to be taken good care of. Ladies and gents, without this team, without our tutors, we wouldn't be able to work with your children each and every day. So, colleagues, in front of everyone, I want to thank you for allowing me to lead you.
I'm the co-founder of the Kliptown Youth Program, now serving the organization as the educational manager. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lerato Tamai. I work under the education program as primary school coordinator. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Christina Scott. I started with the organization since 2007. I serve KYP as a financial manager, and I'm also on management. Thank you so much. Love you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Colin Shazi. I serve KYP as the IT coordinator. Welcome all, and it's good to see all of your beautiful faces. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Sipho Dladla, a co-founder, operation manager, and a management team. Thank you very much.
Sanibonani bazali, ninjani? Ngiyabonga. Igama lami ngo-Andile Mazala, ngi-under education coordinator my school. Yimloyo.
Abshen Wakaino. Oh, my name is Takani Ngobeni. I serve KYP as a food program coordinator. Thank you.
Abshen. Minjani. Demnan Fukini. My name is Kiketo Paloi. I serve the organization as the high school coordinator. I manage grade 10 to grade 12. Thank you.
Abshen. Minjani. My name is Witness Ngobeni. I serve KYP as social worker under psychosocial program. Thank you.
Unfortunately, it's not Absheni here. Dumelang. Lekai. My name is Ivy, and I'm proud to serve KYP under vocational development, and welcome to KYP.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tulisiwe Simbango. I'm so happy to be here. And I serve KYP as a primary school coordinator. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Basisana Lukwani. I serve KYP as an assistant financial manager. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Are you excited? So my name is Lizzie Makutu and I serve the organization as the Assistant Marketing and Communications Officer. Welcome.
Sanbanani, Ninjani, Gumlandu Bala. It's nice to be here. Ngiyabonga, ngijabulile kakhulu namhlanje. I'm so happy. Thank you all for coming. Igama lami nguNelisiwe Walaza and I serve the organization as a marketing and communications manager and I also serve in the management team. Siyabonga ne?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, those are my colleagues. As I said, all the work that we do here is not the work that is done by myself alone. So I thought that it would be very important for all of you guys to understand or know what are some of the achievements that the organization has achieved over the last 15 years. So over the last 15 years, one thing that we are so proud of as the KYP team is that we have grown from just being an amateur organization where we just take things as they come to become a planning organization. Every time you walk into our office and you see our strategic plan, it really helps us to see or to understand exactly where we are going as an organization. And we wouldn't do that without massive support from our board of directors. So thank you very much to our board for being always there and guide us and ensure that we benefit from your expertise. That's so helpful because for us as KYP, I believe professional development in this organization is more about mentorship. Once we get mentored all the time and we are being guided on things that we don't know, it helps us to lead our organization even in a better way. Over the last 15 years of our existence, it has been a privilege and an honor to see children we have worked with from grade 1 signing off their employment contracts. This has always been a dream for KYP that we want to eradicate the poverty within the community of Kliptown. And we knew and we still believe that no one else will do that for us, but it's only us as the Kliptown people that needs to change our own environment. And when we sat down and decided if we were really gonna build a structure like this in a community like Kliptown, some people were asking, what are you guys doing? Kliptown is a squatter camp. Why will you bring a building of this magnitude in Kliptown? And we said without any fear or hesitation that this is where we come from. And we want a situation where all the children that would have been served by KYP to feel proud that they're from Kliptown and they could come and help us so that we can change Kliptown together. So that one day when you come back to Kliptown, you come to a place where you will feel celebrated, but most importantly, you will feel that you have got an opportunity to serve others just like you have been served before. More than 100 young people from our community have been helped to graduate from universities and colleges. This is one thing that we always take pride of as an organization because me, myself, as the leader of the organization, have never had a privilege to go to university or college. So as with most of our colleagues in the team that just left here. But we do not hesitate when it's time to invest money into other people's children. And this is something that we're gonna continue to do as long as the parents continue to work with us hand in hand and believe that what we are doing here will work for our children. The community of Kliptown, we are nothing without you. That we need to say. We know that sometimes people will be like, hey, who said we should die here? We believe as Kliptown Youth Program that it was not our choice to be born in this community without all these basics. But when the opportunity arises without any corruption, without anything, for us to go and live in a better, or live a better life, we will do so. That's what will inspire our children to believe that they need to work hard so that they can break the poverty cycle that existed in this community for many decades. And it is our generation, we do believe, that will end poverty in this community. So with that said, this space, we're not gonna share this space with just the children, but Kliptown Youth Program will be turned into a community center. Some of the programs that we're gonna be working on includes the adult-based education. I'm glad that the Department of Education is here today because we have had a number of our mothers, brothers, and sisters, as well as fathers, indicating to us that they don't know how to write their names, but this is something they would like to learn. So we believe that this kind of a space will give us an opportunity to do that for our community. We will also know that almost each and every opportunity that arises in our country requires you to have grade 12. And we also know very well that there are a number of our children or brothers and sisters that are without matric. So one of the new things that we're going to do is to turn this center to become a matric rewrite center, so that each and every one of us that still wish to do their matric or rewrite their matric, they could have an opportunity to come and do it here in the community, because we know there are 2 or 3 centers around Soweto, but when you think of walking from here to Maponya Mall just to get some lessons, at times for other people that becomes challenging. So we feel it will be better when all that is done here within the community of Kliptown. With that said, we also will make sure that each and every community organization that exists here, from political parties to e-Tokfela and societies, will get an opportunity to meet in this center. Of course, all that will need to be indicated in advance, but even in if you're going to have your societies, just talk to us. We'll give you a room so that you guys can start being proud of hosting other people in the society nabo, Gutibaze at Kliptown, and then utilize this space. We believe that, yes, we might need security for this center, but we also do know that the best way to protect this community center is when all of us take ownership of this center. So we want to assure the entire community that so far since we've been working on this project, we have never lost anything. So we also want to assure each and every one that is here today that if you will or you are considering to steal from this center, you will be stealing from yourself. That we want to assure you, because this center will be available and accessible to each and every individual. Another thing that we're going to do, we're going to bring back poetry sessions to our community. We are looking at those days where at least once a month, on a Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon, whatever day we choose as a community, we'll bring artists from all over the world to come and entertain us on this stage. So that's another thing that we're really gonna do. I see you, Julia, smiling. You wanna teach us some samba? So, ladies and gents, I don't wanna be too long, because I know there's a treat and we still want to see the center. But in closing, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Toto family for making this center a reality, to Enza Construction for building us such a beautiful center within our community, to 88 consultants. You guys make sure that you help us to build such a center in an area where we thought it will never stand. Of course, we'll never forget the JS and Associate Quantity Surveyors and Roger Davis Architects. So, Mr. Roger, maybe if you may stand, he's the guy that designed this center for us. And Roger, yeah, I'd like you to please stand so that the community can see that, So this center is compliant with all the country's legislations. That's one thing that we appreciate, Roger, because sometimes in the townships, including many forums around Soweto, when we decide to build an upstairs, we don't even update your plan. We just like buy bricks, buy cement, and we build. But you made sure that we're getting a fully compliant center, so we are grateful for that. Lastly, we also want to thank Future Space. From my personal, the vote of thanks is still coming, Tando. But about a week ago, when I get an opportunity to express what we go through from our country, from our government, I will do that. We are one organization that have proved many a times that what we do works. But to date, we still have never received even R1 from our government in South Africa. No matter how much we apply for funding or we apply for opportunities, it is always challenging for us to receive any support. With that said, we had thought that finally we will have some government support, even if it's through a state-owned entity. When Telkom came to this community to visit, they saw this center, they were like, guys, this is beautiful. We're going to make sure that we donate internet for you. Don't go there yet. Don't clap yet. We were so excited that finally we're going to be able to get connected to the globe. Until 3 weeks ago, when Telkom said to us, you guys have money, you have to pay for the services. That was heartbreaking. Because we're already excited that now we're going to have internet. Those who work for Telkom will have to forgive me today. We're going to tell it like it is. Then a gentleman we know by the name of Leon Mdia from Future Space. As always, he brought people to come and visit us. In that group, there was a lady by the name of Jackie Kumalo, who works for Bidvest Group. And Jackie said, guys, we're not going to let you down. We, as the Bidvest Corporate Services, we're going to make sure that you guys remain connected for the next 3 years. As we talk to you, now we can give a round of applause to Bidvest Corporate for donating 580,000 to make sure that we are connected over the next years. We know that there are colleagues of Jackie. Jackie is not with us, if I'm not mistaken. She is here. Where are you, Jackie? She's not here with us today, but Sue, you are here. Colleen, you also work for Bidvest. We want you guys to go and extend our gratitude to your entire team for responding on such a short notice and for closing that gap. Because we would have had to go and run around all over the world searching for funds to fund the internet. Because as the Department of Education will be opening its applications on the 22nd of July for grade 1 and grade 8 students, sometimes the department forgets that the internet is still a privilege to a lot of people around our communities. But with that internet connectivity, we're going to make sure that each and every child from Kliptown and surrounding communities, they will register for their grade 1 and grade 8 learning for next year. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tulane Matondo. Now it's the time for me to Tula. Thank you very much, and I'll hand back to Mr. Taipela Jacob Siasia.
Hi. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. In case you are wondering, that's the reason why he's the boss. He tells it like it is, eh? Yo, I better behave myself. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to give a very big thank you to Mr. Tulane Matondo for saying everything that he has said right now. It is an auspicious occasion. We are still in celebratory mood. So please, ladies and gents, remember to celebrate. No matter what you do, celebrate. Lilizela, shop a flighty, do whatever it takes. How? Yeah. Thank you, Comrade Babel, at least. So, because we promised to have a very short program, we are heading towards the end. And like many, many other things on earth, the end, it's usually the sweetest point of anything that we do. So, ladies and gents, for now, I'm just going to call upon the stage another one of our beloved co-founders, the people who made this organization what it is today, our very own Mr. Thandutolo Pesana. Yay!
Sanbonani! 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 Yenzeka lento le. Ubani benazi? Awu mina ngiyatshela. Awu ngiyatshela. Bana manga. Awu mina ngiyatshela. Awu ngiyatshela. Bana manga. Everybody sebele pepu pepa. Everybody sebele pepu pepa. Asibambe lapho. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, what a day. What a day. I think the best moment in our lives here in Kliptown was the day, I think we met on a Friday, guys, right? It was just outside there. And we talked briefly. We said, okay, let's meet on Sunday, the 27th of May, 2007. We said, let's meet on Sunday to talk exactly what is it that we can start together. But the message that had spread around the community, to all the young people in the community, was that there's a new youth program being found here. We were also surprised when we arrived. There was more than 80 of us, I think. So to all of you who've been here from the first day, thank you guys. My job is so easy because I just have to thank everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the first citizen of the ward, Baba Simelani, my former schoolmate. He was behind me. He's young, this boy. He's a boy. Yeah, I graduated in 2005 and he graduated in 2006, right? 2005! We're same class. Well, ladies and gentlemen, but he's still younger than me though. I finished school at age 19. I wanted to take my time, you know, enjoying school. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take this opportunity to really thank you, Mr. Councillor, for blessing us with your presence, and also to thank all the speakers who just came on the floor. Most importantly, thank the Kliptown leadership that is amongst us. We know the support that you've been giving us, especially in engaging with the community prior to the demolition, as well as building into the appointment of the SMMEs and employees. Thank you so much to the leadership. A very big thank you to the Toto family. Brigado. Thank you so much. We are forever grateful. On behalf of all the community of Kliptown, the whole KYP family, we are so much grateful. We don't know how to thank you guys for all this that you've made for us. This is not just a building, it's a monument. Because we know that it's something that we're going to keep working on, but our fellow young ones will take over when we are no longer there. You've left a big legacy, and we are forever grateful for such. We'd like to thank our newly found, of course, partners who came and rescued us, as Tulani has mentioned. This is such a wonderful time for us. Such a best way to celebrate our 15th year anniversary. Bidvest Corporate Services, thank you so much. Vulcan, thank you. And of course, you guys have seen Roger. Roger from the Roger Davis Architects. Roger, you've made this dream a reality. We are so much grateful. I had a privilege to work very close to you as a CLO, you know? Chief Liaison Officer. No, it's Community Liaison Officer, guys. So, Roger, the detail that you put into your work, at some point, Tulani was shaking. Let me tell them, Tulani. You know, Roger wants everything to be perfect. He was complaining about that and that. There's some things that I don't want to expose. And the stairways that you see over there, Roger didn't like it, and he asked the company to redo it again. Tulani was shaking. Like, it's okay, that's how it is, it should be like that. I was like, Tulani, let him do it. And they did it on time. Thank you, Roger. And you'll forever be part of us in any ways, because this dream has been a reality. Thank you for that. We are forever grateful to the surveyors who made sure that because this has been quite a challenging space to build on. As you all know, that part of Kliptown is wetlands. So the surveyors who did all the surveying and the construction, you guys, yeah, it's been quite a rough ride. But we've made friends, we've made family. We are forever grateful, not only for the work that you've done in the community in making this vision a reality, but for also your hearts. We've seen some of the things that I'm sorry to say it, and I know that I'm not supposed to say it, but the giving that you did to the community members as individuals. I don't want to say it because you don't want me to say it, but thank you. We are forever grateful to the local SMMEs. It's been quite a ride, but you guys came on board. You've been patient with myself and Tulani. You've been patient with also everyone else. Thank you to you guys. And also to the workers. You guys are the ones who made it, actually. We see these bricks because of you. We are forever grateful. Thank you, workers. We thank the presence of the media. Guys, please do tell our story. And we know that we've got nothing wrong to tell, only good things. Ask anyone. Yes, tell the story. Thank you so much for being present. And most importantly, thank to our staff members. Guys, you are an amazing team. I'm very honored to be working alongside you, to be serving this community with you. And for me, I'm every day grateful. That's why I don't have leave days or whatever. You know, sometimes we take leaves with Tulani, and everyone else in the team will take leaves, but you find yourself in the center because it's boring at home. It's more fun here. Thanks to our amazing, very much involved board of directors. You know, sometimes they want to limit themselves, like, maybe we are too involved, and for us, we're like, come. Without your mentorship, we don't think we will be where we are. Without your strict grip, I don't think we could have done most of the things that we've achieved today. Thank you. Okay, I'll also like to thank ADA Construction, Mironox, Mzingo, the fellows who are just here with us today, the Kliptown community. You guys are amazing. You've been patient with us. Thank you. Ripples of Hope and the Greg Riggs fellows. Thank you guys. Where are they? You guys are around, right? Thank you. Thank you. And also to thank our newly found partners and whom we've got so much planned together. King Price Insurance, Mr. L, are you around? Yes, thank you for your presence as well. We'd like also to thank Future Space, and most importantly, we'd like to thank one of our biggest partners in terms of culture, exchange, and all that, the Mark Day School. Mark Day School. Is Mark Day School there? Fernanda, there you, Kaya, there you are. Thank you. And most important, and just to also acknowledge, would like to acknowledge in the room our former board member who's with us today. Sorry to expose you. I know that you're going to be tipping my ear. Mom Antoinette Sitole, thank you for blessing us today, for being here. For those who don't know who's Mom Antoinette Sitole, she is the lady, she's Hector Peterson's sister, the lady on the picture. There she is. Thank you, Mama Antoinette. Thank you. Big round of applause. So, most importantly, right now, Tulani, I'd like us also to thank our families, the families of the people working at KYP. Sometimes we work hours that you don't understand. Sometimes we work on days that you're expecting us to be home. We say to you, thank you for allowing us to do this work, because these are our lives. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And enjoy what's coming. For what's coming, I'll advise everyone to come closer. For what's coming. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Pezana. For what's coming is coming. So in order for everyone to enjoy what's coming, may we have the chance who can move things around on stage, the podium included. The moment that we've all been waiting for. The showpiece of the day. Yes! Our children are coming. Our children. Eh? Our children are coming. Yes.
Of joy, love, and peace, or we made to become slaves. This world has something in store for us. Maybe weak is what we are, but who are we and what are we here for? Who are we and what are we made from? Are we made from the most fertile soil that's supposed to nourish us of joy, love, and peace, or we made to become slaves of our own selfish dreams? So, do another one. Yeah? Do another one. Do another one. Oh.
Action. Olusuku belindwe amadoda lude lwafika namhlanje sonwabile inhliziyo zikhululekile makube mnandi kube njeya lidumile laqhakaza kwashuma itholo intaka zantshwila zitilosa imfundo siyithola apha ubumnandi bulapha tintim ngawe inamhlanje lingawe makube toss kumele haku.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is KYP News, and I am Usanati Kichini, passionate and goal-oriented, and I am not alone, but with my colleagues.
In addition to that, we also have other programs such as computer literacy, chess, oh gosh, sports, and of
course, our famous performer.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Oh, as we are celebrating this milestone, after 15 years of existence, there has been some ups and downs. We would love to take this moment and pay tribute to our brothers and sisters whom we've lost along the way. We say to them, you are gone, but not forgotten. You are gone, but not forgotten.
My name is Amanda Bongwane. I would like to pay a special tribute to Cheslen Charles Jacob. May his soul rest in peace.
My name is Cornelia Dada. I'm here to pay a special tribute to Archie Chinja Dudala. May his soul rest in peace.
My name is Pula Sofula. My special tribute goes to Wadile Naman. May his soul rest in peace.
My name is Siposa Kepongan. My special tribute goes to Zikona Nyek. May her soul rest in peace.
My name is Sando Kwana. I'd like to make a special tribute to our beloved teacher, Mr. Sambo. May his soul rest in peace.
My name is Amkele Nyati. I would like to make a special tribute to Musa Ngobeni. May his soul rest in peace.
My name is Zanele Bezana. It is an honor to be paying my special tribute to Lebogang Malika. May her soul rest in peace.
My name is Musa Seleman, and I would like to pay a special tribute to Mpumi Loinat. May his soul continue to rest in peace.
My name is Kilabukile Mbolegwa. I would like to place a special tribute to Queen Ngobeni. May her soul rest in peace.
My name is Donald Ricoto, and I'm here to pay a special tribute to Ma'am Pam Faka. May her soul rest in peace. And I would also love to pay a special tribute to our beloved brother and also a former kitchen manager, Olani Dube. May his soul rest in peace.
in peace. And my special tribute goes to our beloved friend, Mike Easley, and of course, our former board chair, Dennis Creighton, also known as Madala Dennis. May their precious souls continue to rest in eternal peace. They might not be here with us today, physically, but they are with us spiritually. And now, it is time to rejoice and celebrate! It is indeed a milestone. Let us take a look back to some of the achievements we've received as an organization.
Hello, my name is Jacob Lagos, live from CNN South Africa. Today, we are joined by one of the 45,000 nominees for the 2012 CNN Hero Award. It's an honor for me to introduce Mr. Thulani Madondo from Kliptown, South Africa. Tired of waiting for post-apartheid equality to reach the slums, him and his team have organized the community of Kliptown to educate hundreds of their own. Now, I would love to hand the 2012 Top 10 CNN Hero Award for building and leading the Kliptown Youth Program to Mr. Thulani Madondo! Presenting the 2012 Top 10 CNN Hero Award to Mr. Thulani Madondo!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am grateful for this award. This award belongs to the hard-working team
$50,000. Mr. Madono told me that with this amount of money, him and his team are going to build the very first computer lab in Kliptown to offer free computer classes for the whole community.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, quite a celebration. Don't you agree? Couldn't agree more. Now we would like to take this moment and honor all the heroes behind this hard work of KYP. That is Sakani Ngobeni,
Colin Chazi,
Witness Ngobeni,
Lizzy Makutu,
Tulisiwe Simanga,
Lerato Tamai,
Siyabonga Bukhwele,
Ivy Gadi,
Andile Mazala,
Kekela Topaloyi,
Masitana Lukwala,
Tepo Tabohani,
Siphiwe Mhlaba,
Monwabi Sibaleni,
Khonile Dube and Jane Mweti.
And of course, our KYP board management team. Thanda Vezana, Sipho Zaza, Christina Scott, Nelisiwe Walaza, led by Tsunami Madondo.
And ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be long. I just want to quickly thank all the people who've helped me put on this production within 2 weeks. Can we have one of the choreographers, Nelisiwe Walaza? Thank you. Give it up for Nelisiwe Walaza. So there's also 2 non-Tlantlas. First non-Tlantla was the camp non-Tlantla. Give it up for non-Tlantla. Nyoni. As well as non-Tlantla Msibi. Where's non-Tlantla Msibi? There she is. Yes, and also the staff members who came. Oh, Sipho Dladla. Sipho Dladla. Where's Sipho Dladla? And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, all the KYP artists, give it up for all! A big round of applause!
Wow. Wow. Woo. Wow. How does one follow that? What do I say now? What do I say now? There's absolutely nothing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's give them one last round of applause! Wow. Thank you so much. For those of you who do not know, just like me, I wasn't there. But that is what KYP looked like before it became KYP. When it was still called Kliptown Theatre Program. Production. Yay! Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. From KTP to KYP, this is where we are today, and this is where my journey ends with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you, Taza Asbonge. So, from me to you, as I call upon the stage right now, I'm going to hand over to Mr. Matondo, and I forgot this young man's name. Where's Tuli? This young man, whoever knows where he stays, I think his Gogo forgot him when we're busy with our festivities. So, yeah, there's Gogo, thank God. Thank you, Gogo. Let's give Gogo a round of applause. Thank you, Gogo. Ladies and gentlemen, that without any planning, without any rehearsal is what KYP is all about. We bring family, we bring community, and we bring every single one of us together. So ladies and gents, as I was saying, I'm just gonna hand over right now. This is where my airtime ends. I think we all know, ne? When that white lady speaks on the phone, ring, your airtime has what? It's been depleted. Please reload airtime. Yes, I'm hearing the same voice in my head right now. So I'm just going to hand over to Mr. Matondo. He's going to introduce something nice at the back. I believe it's one of the great gifts of KYP's opening. And from here onwards, I implore you all to enjoy the program. Viva KYP, viva! Viva KYP, viva! Thank you, sir.
Abati sebere pepa. Abati sebere pepi osetene oselondoloze nkosi yami sacela awusacela nkosi yami awusacela nkosi yami awusacela nkosi yami osetene oselondoloze nkosi yami sacela abathi sebere pepa. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to you, Sia. For those of you who don't know Sia, Sia was our colleague. He left us at the beginning of last month. But of course, for something better, it's not like KYP is not better, but he remains part of us. And we're so grateful for him that he will definitely take a day off work to come and be part of this. He was part of the planning team and our management team, so thank you, Tapel and Pete. Sure. And then, ladies and gents, for now, we're going to have an opportunity to view the center. So this is how we're going to do it. But let me say it in Zulu so that I can hear myself too. Bantu basekhaya, tina esihlala la elokishini eKliptown, if ungamindi usangeza nakusasa uzoyibona na nini, kodwa our first preference ukubonisa maybe abantu abahambayo abangeke baphinde babuye eKliptown at least over the next year or so. Kodwa our colleagues will be available to guide all of you. So because as you may know, ukuthi kusase construction site le. That's why ubona uNonti yamelapha and colleagues. So akekho umntwana omncane ozoya lapha phezulu njengabonana lapha sebanqikile already. It's not safe ukuyenza kanjalo bantwana bami, zimeleni ngamathambo wenu, zimele lapho guys. Yazimeleni ninganqiki lapho izowanani leyo nto leyo bese kuba inkinga yethu. Yabona into yenza sabe leyo. So from today we are opening and celebrating this center. In addition to your gift, the turtles and Bidvest, behind us there's a Wishka family that has also made a car available to us as KYP. So if you look back there, yeah, we've got a new car, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new car. We've got a new car at KYP. My gosh, I'm so happy. I'm going to drive this one. So drive, hello, boy. So, to our guests. Yes, that's it. And the car is working. It could be a time where it's like. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. Our staff will lead at least 15 to 20 people at a time. Firstly, we're going to go into the classes. There's nothing much to do at the classes. It's just to go and see how the children will be seated. We are only here for today only, and then we're going to be back in the next 2 or 3 weeks, depending on what Mario says. We want to let Enza Construction to finish up their job, so that when we come in, we can also enjoy our sports field. We can enjoy each and everything that they've built for us. So don't be surprised when you still see us that side. And like, why do they open it, but they're not there? No, the paint is still wet, Fernanda, so we'll have to wait for the paint to dry up. Then we're going to come and enjoy our center. So, colleagues, KYP staff, guys, please come and join us. We also want to thank the Mzingo team that has baked a cake for us. We're going to have a cake, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to cut that cake maybe next to the car. And with that said, Nelly, Tando, and all of us guys who know the center very well, we're going to start maybe with our guests, our donors. We're going to start there with everyone and take you through the offices and come back to the classes. While that happens, our other colleagues will take the parents and everybody else into the classes. Once you're done with the classes, you go that side. So we're just going to switch. Is that okay? Yeah. But if it happens you don't get a chance to see the entire center today, as soon as Enza gives us back the key, then everyone will have an opportunity to see KYP as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate your day. What a day to open our center. It's a special day, Mandela Day. What other day you want apart from this one? So I will be leading all of you, yesterday we had about 20. So all of you guys, maybe our donors, our partners, please join me and Tando. We're going to separate. We're going to take you through the offices first, and then we'll come back this side. That's where you're going to meet the kids. Today, of course, the schools are still closed in South Africa. There's no homework. We're not doing any homeworks. We are not actors. So we just ask the kids to bring the books. At least you can see that that's what we're going to be doing. We're not going to be partying. The other thing is, for those of us who smoke or who drink, unfortunately, KYP doesn't allow alcohol and cigarettes. You can smoke, but outside the gate, not inside the center. We're not saying don't smoke. You can smoke, but outside the center, and then you can also drink inside the center. So that's our request. All right, thank you very much, and enjoy the day. Thank you. DJ. So you guys,
The year 1963, the people's president was taken away.